Well, it is a race like no other that brings out the best of the best. We are talking the Young Minds of San Antonio.
The annual solar car race is an after-school project that helps kids learn engineering skills and also have a lot of fun. And our photojournalist Santiago Esparza was there to capture the payoff for all their hard work.
Heat 14.
With solar panels, and you try and get first on like speed, but if you don't cross the finish line, it's okay, because sometimes they like let you get fourth because of your speed or something like that. Me, it's like finishing, because a lot of cars don't make it because of like their guide wire wasn't lined up or their solar panel wasn't facing the sun.
And we actually talked to the students, and they're the ones that came up with this idea, why don't we build a solar race car? Well, we had no idea how to build a solar race car, so we all sort of learned together. And the way we started out is we worked the project with them, and then we found out that there were some schools in Houston that were already doing the project with NASA. So we invited them to come race against us, and that's what got everything started.
Today we are having our 26th anniversary of the Solar Car Race Day here in Northside. We have been working hard the last 8 to 10 weeks, all of the students that you see here today, in building a solar car. So they learn all about the mechanics of a solar car, and then they work to build one with their teacher sponsor on campus after school. It's an after school club. And then today is where all their work comes to a culmination. They get to race it, see how they do, put the engineering skills to the test.
I love
Pretty
that
cool.
event. I know, it's so cool how they put it all
Young
together.
minds at work, and we had all of the ingredients necessary to make that solar car race work, which is the power of the sun, but it disappeared.
Yeah, well, they had it in time, but
Yeah, great for this morning.
Yeah, the timing was perfect for that event, most definitely. Yeah, it was a beautiful start to the day. We had the sunshine, generally lower humidity as well, so it was comfortable to step out to, but we started to see the cloud cover roll back into south central Texas this afternoon, and that just signaled some additional changes that we are still finding here this Saturday night. We've got a cold front that is slowly seeping through central Texas, and ahead of that particular boundary, we have seen a couple of isolated severe thunderstorms develop. This is what we're looking at right now here in San Antonio. We are pretty quiet out there. That green that you see that's more widespread on the right side of your screen, that's just radar noise. But we've got these severe thunderstorms that we're monitoring near Fredericksburg, and a severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued now for northern Kerr County. This particular storm now crossing over the 290 corridor there on the southeastern reaches of Gillespie County. Again, that did have the capability at one time of producing hail up to the size of baseballs. Now, it is still producing probably some hail more to the tune of ping pong ball size right now. It has weakened a little bit over the past 20 minutes, but this is generally moving farther off to the southeast at about 25 miles per hour. So it is possible that we see another severe thunderstorm warning issued for the far eastern reaches there of Kendall County here shortly. Again, Lindendale, if this continues on this trajectory as well as this speed and holds together, could reach your neck of the woods by about 10:55. And then yes, we do have this severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for northern Kerr County. This particular storm also has the potential to produce hail up to the size of ping pong balls and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as it tracks to the southeast at about 25 miles per hour near the I-10 corridor. So we're going to keep eyes on that one as well. It does include the community of Mountain Home, but not Kerrville. If this continues, Tom Moore High School by about 11:46, and then Ingram by about 11:48. So we're going to keep eyes, of course, and keep tabs on those thunderstorms as they continue to push their way down to the southeast. But the general theme here that we need to take away is that as we head into the overnight hours, we are not finished with the storm activity. In fact, we are expecting more scattered to even widespread storms to develop, especially by the time the sun comes up tomorrow morning. So here's the latest look at your futurecast depicting what the radar could look like over the next 24 hours by 2 a.m. So in just a few more hours, you can see more of that scattered activity is developing. A few more thunderstorms possible, especially west of San Antonio. That's going to continue into the 4 to 6 a.m. hour. Some additional strong to severe thunderstorms not out of the question, even by 7 to 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. that coverage is expected to increase as this activity generally moves farther off to the south into the first half of the day tomorrow. Notice by lunchtime, the bulk of that heavier rain now south and east of San Antonio, and into the afternoon, we will start to see clearing from northwest farther off to the southeast. By Sunday evening, a couple of more isolated showers to a stray rumble possible south of town. Now, we will monitor, especially for areas west of San Antonio, to find a couple of stronger, yes, to severe thunderstorms into about 9 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Biggest things to monitor there do look to be some hail as well as strong winds. A couple minor instances of flooding not completely out of the question. Look at your temperatures, though, for your Sunday. It's going to be chilly out there. We potentially could see those thermometers struggle to climb out of the upper 50s. It also will be pretty windy, too, with some wind gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour. So windy, cool, and damp for your Sunday. Keep the rain gear handy, and then we'll warm things up and try to dry things out throughout the remainder of next week, guys.
Mia is such a professional. Her earpiece wasn't working, so look who was giving her times.
Y'all did a wonderful job.
Andrew, I think you have about 2:30.
Supposedly.
And this is how close the San Antonio Brahmas came to being in the playoffs, or still having a chance.
Thank
to be in the
goodness for that segue, Tim. The Brahmas came oh so close to making the playoffs, 1 point away from pulling off a huge upset and keeping their hopes alive. When we come back, we'll hear from the Brahmas on how their season ended. Plus, Texas State held their spring game for the first time. Got that too next.
Fiesta Gives Back is powered by your local San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
Fiesta gives back through its grand nighttime celebration on the Riverwalk, the Texas Cavaliers River Parade. One night each year, the Riverwalk is lined with thousands of Fiesta goers catching glimpses of festive, decorated riverboats. It's a night of celebration, but it's also a party with a purpose. All money raised through the Texas Cavaliers River Parade supports local children's charities through the Texas Cavaliers Charitable Foundation. The Texas Cavaliers encourage, foster, support, and conduct activities and programs to benefit Texas children. In collaboration with the River Parade and King Antonio, the Texas Cavaliers have raised more than $8 million for children's charities and organizations to date. So head on down and pull up a seat next to the river and experience the magic of the River Parade. You'll have a great time while helping Fiesta give back.
The Brahmas needed a win today and some help tomorrow to get into the playoffs, but despite inspired effort, they couldn't get the job done at home against the DC Defenders. Once trailing 19-3 late in the first half, San Antonio found new life thanks to an interception from Jordan Williams that gave the Brahmas possession with 30-some seconds left. Jacquez Patrick capped the ensuing drive with a touchdown run, and the comeback was on. The Brahmas went on a 17-3 run in the second half to take a 28-22 lead over the best team in the XFL with 5 minutes left to play. But DC answered with a Jordan Ta'amu touchdown run. He accounted for more than 300 yards of total offense and 3 touchdowns as the defenders vaulted back in front. And with an opportunity to take the lead late, John Parker Romo missed a 53-yard field goal, marking only his second miss of the season as the Brahmas came up short in heartbreaking fashion, 29-28.
Definitely super sad. It's pretty tough. We've been together for the past 4 months, from not knowing each other at all to now becoming super good friends and super close and basically brothers at this point. And now in pretty much a day, we're going to have to all say bye to each other.
I couldn't be any prouder of the guys, man, from what they started in training camp to taking the best team in the league down to the wire, man. We went toe-to-toe with them. Disappointing, but I'm proud as hell of those guys.
The Brahmas finished their inaugural season with a 3-7 overall record. The Texas State Bobcats wrapped up their first spring game under new head coach G.J. Kinney. Kinney was pleased with the buy-in his guys have shown so far. Now, Kinney was hired partially to revolutionize the Bobcats offense. Texas State was 113th out of 131 FBS teams in total offense last season and averaged roughly 325 yards per game. Kinney's high-flying offense made waves at UIW last year, and tempo was a big reason for its success. How does he think his guys have adapted to that tempo in spring?
I thought the tempo, to be honest, has been where it needs to be since day one. Obviously, it's gotten better each practice, but I think a lot of times tempo is the coaching staff more than anybody, just demanding that tempo and the conditioning. I think Coach Youth does a great job with those guys, getting them prepared for what we want to do. So I think the tempo has been really, really good. Obviously, we want to dictate the tempo. We're going to go really fast, but we're also, we'll slow it down at times and change personnels on offense. And I think the variation of tempo is really what you want out of this deal. But when we go fast and we're able to run the ball, you saw it a little bit today, it just kind of piles up on the defense.
Meanwhile, at Kinney's old stomping grounds, UIW capped off their spring practices on Friday morning with the annual spring game at Gale and Tom Benson Stadium. First-year head coach Clint Killow said his team has improved tremendously since the start of spring. Anyone concerned that UIW will slow things down offensively this season can relax. Killow is keeping the up-tempo style. How do the players feel about their performance this spring?
Spring was really good. I like how the team, opened up to me coming in from SMU transferring. So it was a smooth transition. All the coaches really like me. I love them as well, and I'm just appreciated, to be here.
Just a lot about getting better from the first man to the second man to second string to first string. We are focusing on getting our talents right and just focusing on the playbook and making sure that everything goes smooth.
UIW will kick off the Killow era on September 2nd on the road at UTEP. San Antonio FC returns to Toyota Field tonight, and they break out their brand new Champions kits against Phoenix Rising FC. Home team down 1-0 in the 59th minute. Christian Pirano takes care of that, burying a penalty kick to equalize at 1-1, but they cannot find the go-ahead goal, and San Antonio settles for a 1-1 draw. Coming up later in sports, O'Connor baseball and softball used defense to pick up some big wins today. We had some great games on the diamond, and the Rangers put on an offensive showcase. All coming up later on.
All right, thank you so much, Andrew. Well, it started as a film set, turned into a crime scene, and now is back as a film set. What the director of the film Rust is saying now that it's back in production after Alex Baldwin's criminal charges were dropped.
Hello. And it's time to go behind the kitchen door. I stopped by a Westside bakery to see if they corrected the 18 health code violations cited by health inspectors, but see what else I found when I stopped by some other businesses too.
A Westside bakery racked up numerous violations on its recent health inspection that found live roaches in the business and exterior doors wide open.
I dropped in this week to see if the bakery had made the necessary corrections and checked in on a couple more restaurants in this week's Behind the Kitchen Door.
Las Concha number 2, located in the 1100 block of South General McMullen, racked up 18 health code violations on their March inspection, earning them a 78. That's a few points lower than the 83 they got in August last year when they were first featured on Behind the Kitchen Door. This time around, they had several repeat violations, including live roaches in the business and leaving the front and back doors wide open. We found the same doors open when we stopped by this week. We even watched a customer leave without closing the screen door, and no one ever closed it. The inspector also noted employees handling tortillas with their bare hands, not wearing proper hair restraints, cell phones, and personal drinks were also found all around the work area. There was no hot water, but it was partially restored before the inspector left. The business was allowed to continue making tortillas, but had to lock the front doors until all hot water was restored.
Hello.
I stopped in this week to ask some questions, but
I'm with KSAT. I do behind.
While I was inside, I noticed several flies buzzing around, and they were displaying an outdated score. The business was forced to throw out open bags of flour and were told to remove all of this equipment in the back, but as you can see, it's still there. La Perla Bar and Grill, located in the 500 block of Southwest Military, got this week's low score, a 71. Employees were touching food with bare hands, others were seen drinking in the kitchen and not washing hands or changing gloves. Refrigerators needed to be repaired, and they weren't using the proper cooling method for food. A reinspection was ordered. Employees at La Cabana de Jalisco in the 700 block of Hildebrand weren't happy to see our photographer as they make a repeat appearance, this time with a 79. That's an improvement over the 73 they got back in November. Workers this time were seen touching food with bare hands, food was cooling at room temp, and they were told to check the premises for pests. They were given a re-inspection. Costa Pacifica in the 400 block of North Loop 1604 comes in with a 77. Cooked beans were tossed out due to improper cooling. Employees were touching food with bare hands. The hot water heater needed to be reset. And an insect sticky trap in the kitchen needed to be moved. Their permit was also expired. The inspector gave them 10 days to get a new one. For BK.
That's me. If you missed an episode of Behind the Kitchen Door, we have a lot of them. You can scan that QR code on your screen. It'll take you right to our BKD page to see all of our coverage. Watch the past episodes. We also have a detailed breakdown on how those restaurants are scored during health inspections.
Well, the Supreme Court putting a pause on rulings from two lower courts that would have severely restricted access to an abortion pill. Two conservative justices dissented, indicating they would have let the restrictions go into effect. Abortion rights advocates in the pharmaceutical industry relieved by the high court's decision. Senior counsel for Alliance Defending Freedom filed the lawsuit in Texas challenging that FDA approval, claiming they're holding the FDA accountable with the lawsuit. Mifepristone is used in more than half of U.S. abortions. That's according to the CDC. Legal experts say this case could have a much wider impact.
You can have a drug be approved, be on the market for 23 years, and then have it pulled from the market. That's deeply problematic. And if you're a pharmaceutical company, you may think twice about investing money in research to develop drugs, particularly ones that might be deemed socially controversial.
Oral arguments in the Texas case will begin on May 17th at the conservative Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. The decision from that court could ultimately send the case back to the Supreme Court.
Other stories happening around America. Actor Alec Baldwin back on the set of the movie Rust after New Mexico prosecutors formally dropped the charges against him in connection to the fatal shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The director, also shot, who was also shot in that incident, released a statement about the production. Joel Souza saying in part, quote, "Though bittersweet, I am grateful that a brilliant and dedicated new production team is joining former cast and crew to complete what Helena and I started," end quote. The decision to drop the charges against Baldwin came in part because investigators found the gun that killed Hutchins was mechanically improper.
A fund will be set up for East Palestine residents impacted by the toxic train derailment from Norfolk Southern. This announcement coming from the Ohio governor. The February 3rd derailment released toxic chemicals into the air. The fund would give assurance to people who are concerned they may get cancer or another disease in the years to come. The governor also said he took Norfolk Southern. He told them that he expects the company to pay residents the difference if their home sells for less.
The NAACP has filed a lawsuit in response to a new Mississippi law that expands state law enforcement reach in the city of Jackson and makes judicial system changes. Mississippi's governor signed a bill that will expand the jurisdiction of the state-controlled Capitol Police from around state buildings to nearly the entire city. Another measure establishes a new court system within a new district in Jackson to include the Capitol building, downtown, a university, and nearby neighborhoods and businesses. The judge for the district would be appointed, not elected, by the state's Republican Chief Justice. The NAACP alleges the moves are a way to silence dissent by city residents and strips them of their voting power and their voice in electing judges and district attorneys. Still to come, 3 college students are living to tell a story of being stranded in some water in a canyon. The one item they were grateful that they had that helped lead to their rescue. 3 friends grateful to be alive after surviving being stranded for several hours and eventually rescued. Just 1 week ago, 3 college students you see here were hiking as a pre-graduation trip in what's known as the Squeeze in Emery County, Utah. They came across an unexpected deep pool of bleak water. Hypothermic symptoms, and the water was nearly up to their chest. The 3 men couldn't get to higher ground, but then things started taking a turn. One of them has an iPhone 14 and was able to use the SOS text message feature to call out for help.
The enormous feeling of relief when I was looking at the phone and it said connected, and seeing the text go through was just such a huge feeling of relief to know that
All right, so here's how it works. It was introduced in 2022. Apple's emergency SOS feature allows users to text emergency services for help via satellite. So even when traditional cell service or Wi-Fi is unavailable, you can still call for help. So tech saves the day.
Happy that they are okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look outside with live cam here in San Antonio. We've got the cloud cover in place, and that's going to stick with us as we head into the back half of the weekend. Maybe a few peaks of sun by the back half of tomorrow afternoon, really heading into tomorrow afternoon and evening. But overall, expect cloudy skies and a cool as well as damp day. Again, we are still monitoring this pair of storms pushing through portions of the hill country. The good news is this one has weakened in northern Kendall County, and the one in northern Kerr County is as well. So keeping tabs on that. Again, still more activity expected overnight. Those details coming your way after the break.
You were out fiestaing today.
I was fiestaing. We were at that Los Patios family fiesta event, and they had a breakfast taco battle or whatever. And
that sounds
I
awesome.
tried
That's a nice
all
way
of
to
them.
start the day.
It was lovely, very filling, and then we had to run around watching my daughter pet a million goats.
Well, at least the weather was nice for chasing
the weather was
around
perfect.
little kids. That's amazing.
The
Yes.
weather's always perfect for breakfast tacos.
It doesn't matter.
What the weather.
That is the truest statement I have ever heard. Okay, so yes, we've got some changes that have already worked back into South Central Texas ahead of more that move in overnight as the rain coverage is expected to increase. Again, let's get you the latest look at the radar. We've got a couple of showers that have popped up out there in Bandera County, but really focus is still on these two storms that are moving through portions of the hill country. Now, again, the severe thunderstorm warning that was in place for southeastern Gillespie County, that was able to expire, and they did not issue a new one for the northern reaches of Kendall County. Still, this particular thunderstorm is moving southeast at about 25 miles per hour. It does have the potential to produce some hail up to about nickel size, as well as wind gusts in excess of about 40 miles per hour. I put a storm track on this as it does move off to the southeast if it does continue on this trajectory. Rebecca crossing by about 11:46, Canyon Springs just after midnight, Canyon Lake, if this can hold together, by about 12:05 a.m. Then we take a little jog farther off to the west near the I-10 corridor. This storm also does appear to be weakening as it now moves into the far northern reaches of Kerr County there. Still do have this severe thunderstorm warning that goes for about 15 more minutes. So we'll see if that is extended or if that is allowed to be expired as well. Again, as we head into the overnight hours tonight, especially west of San Antonio, we do still have the potential to find more strong to potentially even severe thunderstorms by about 2 to 4 a.m., especially along the Highway 90 corridor. That activity is certainly possible. We'll monitor for some instances of strong damaging winds, yes, some additional instances of hail, and a few flooding issues can't completely be ruled out before the sun comes up tomorrow morning, but we're not finished with the rain chances. Throughout the first half of the day, definitely keep the rain gear handy and be careful out on the roadways because you can see that widespread rain is expected to continue. This is about 10 a.m. here on your Futurecast. The more moderate to heavy rain south and east of San Antonio as we head into your Sunday afternoon and especially Sunday evening. We are expecting to dry things out with a few isolated to scattered showers possible, especially south of town as you head into any Sunday evening plans. I do want to mention, though, before heading to bed, just because we do have that storm possibility overnight, if you scan that QR code, you can download our KSAT Weather Authority app. We can go live on that app if need be. Turn your notifications on. We can send you weather alerts as well. Okay, so we'll monitor those increasing storm chances tonight. Tomorrow, yes, rainy. It also is going to be cooler and windy out there. Some wind gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour possible and temperatures struggling to climb out of the 50s. Next week, we have a few more rain chances, but they are on more of an isolated basis, except for Wednesday night. We could find a couple more scattered storms there as well. Temperature-wise this hour, we are in the upper 60s and low 70s. We'll start off our Sunday morning near about 60 here in San Antonio, but you can see with the rain cools air and the added cloud cover, those temperatures are going to struggle to, yes, climb past that 60-degree mark. So it is going to be a cool day out there. On Monday, temperatures also just look to top off in the low 60s with the cloud cover in place. A couple of isolated showers possible there as well. We're near about 80 already by Tuesday, into the mid-80s on Wednesday, and then another front moves in, and we do look to dry things out by the Battle of Flowers and Fiesta Flambeau Showtime next weekend, guys.
Great news for Fiesta goers, and in the 50s still. I'm so excited.
Might need
for
some
them.
sweatshirts down there at the River Parade on Monday. All right, Andrew, taking us out to the ballpark.
Yeah, that's right. It was actually fairly hot out there today, and O'Connor braved the elements and picked up a big win against Stevens. When we come back, we'll get to the highlights of a huge matchup. Plus, the Rangers broke out the bats tonight. Got that too next. The District 29 6A baseball title is up for grabs this afternoon at Northside. O'Connor taking on Stevens, and this one is a defensive battle. No scoring heading into the top of the sixth. Stevens has runners on the corners with nobody out. Falcons attempted double steal here, but there was no fooling OC catcher Dylan Lopez. He fakes the throw to first and tags out the lead runner for the first out. Then Panthers pitcher Miguel Bustamante induces a pair of groundouts to escape the jam and keep zeros on the board heading into the bottom of the frame. Similar situation for O'Connor now. A runner on third and 2 out. Javier Rosales sends a chopper left side. Will this end the inning? Nope. Throw pulls the first baseman off the bag. Giancarlo Maldonado scores. The umpires did confer, and the play stands as called. He is safe, and the Panthers take a slim 1-0 lead into the top of the seventh. Stevens down to their final 3 outs. Chris Chaviras flares one into right. Looks like it's going to drop, but Aaron Olivas makes a great diving grab for the out, and Bustamante does the rest, ending the game with a strikeout. O'Connor takes control of the district with a hard-fought 1-0 victory.
I felt really comfortable with everybody behind me. My team really helped me today, and I just knew I just needed those strikes and command it out there.
Obviously, we're going to see Gabe Cook, and we have Miguel Bustamante on the mound, two great ball players going at it, and both guys going to St. Mary's next year, going to be teammates next year, so it's something really special. But part of it is, and we've been preaching all year long, is play together, play as a team, just be the best of you, and I think we did enough of that to be able to pull one off today.
O'Connor now owns the tiebreaker over Stevens and have the inside track to the 29 6A title with 2 games left to play. They will face Sotomayor Tuesday night. Today also marked the final day of the high school softball regular season. The defending 6A state champs O'Connor have already wrapped up the 29 6A title, but they're facing a Holmes team looking to make the playoffs. No score, top of the 5th. Huskies with a runner on second, but Tivoli Martinez strikes out the side to end the threat, and we are still scoreless heading into the bottom of the 5th. Panthers looking for a 2-out rally here, but check out the diving stop from Marissa Garcia, flipping it to second for the final out. Neither defense giving an inch until the bottom of the 6th. Panthers now have runners on second and third. Araceli Alonso drives a base hit into left. Haley Carter scores to make it 1-0 OC, and the line keeps moving. Few batters later, Mako Dominguez sends one into center. 2 runs will come in to score, capping a 4-run inning, and O'Connor wraps up the regular season in style with a 4-0 victory.
I just think that we made our adjustments and we stayed with our plan, and that was to just sit on, because she was throwing out, so just sit on the outside and just hit the ball.
O'Connor finishes with a 14-2 record in district play. Let's head to the majors. Rangers hosting the A's, and Texas brings out the bats tonight. Bottom 3, Adolis Garcia hammers one deep to center and gone. A 2-run blast makes it 11-2. Garcia had 3 homers and totaled more than 1,200 feet of distance combined. Josh Young, meanwhile, had 2 hits and 2 RBI. The Rangers cruise to a big win, 18-3, and will wrap up the series tomorrow. The Astros are back at 500, taking on the Braves in Game 2 of their series. Top 6, Houston up 2-1. Bye, Felicia. Kyle Tucker goes deep to center for a 2-run shot, capping a 4-run inning. Astros add some insurance runs and go on to win it 6-3. Our San Antonio Missions continued their road series in Corpus Christi tonight. San Antonio earns their 3rd straight win, 10-7 in 10 innings. They hit a grand slam in the top of the 7th. They'll wrap up that series tomorrow. Missions starting to turn things around, guys.
Good to hear. What were the Rangers wearing? Were those alternate uniforms?
Yeah, so they busted out these new uniforms. It's a throwback to some old designs that they had in the past.
Leave it in the past. All right. Bye.
We'll be right back.
Me not liking the Texas Rangers ate up all of our time.
Yeah.
Their jersey. I like the team.
His gripes have eaten up our time, so we're going to go.
We're on late anyways. Good night. Thanks for staying up late. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.